Hello,
Hello,
everybody. Please let me know if
Please
you
let
can
me
hear
know
an
if you can
echo.
hear an echo.
Hello, Carly,
Hello,
Jeremy,
Carly, Jeremy,
brother Jeremy,
Brother
Penny.
Jeremy.
Hello.
Hello.
And that's all we got so
That's
far.
all we got so far.
I'm waiting to see
I'm
if they
waiting
can
to
hear
see
an
if they
echo.
can hear an echo.
Oh, there's a serious lag.
It's got to be my
It's got to
internet.
be my internet.
Mm-hmm.
Brother says yes.
Brother
We have
says
an echo.
yes, we have an echo.
Probably because I'm hearing in the StreamYard.
Okay.
Okay.
How about now?
How about now?
Hey, Jeremy.
Do we still
We
have
still
an
have
echo?
an echo.
Looks like still echoey.
Okay, Sasha.
Okay, Sasha.
Do you see where
Do
it
you
says
see where it
settings?
says settings?
Oops. Wait. Okay, settings.
Yep, go to
Yep, go
audio.
to audio.
Okay.
Make sure you
Make
have
sure
the
you have
echo
the echo
cancellation.
cancellation.
I do.
off.
Stop.
Do you want the check off or on?
Turn it off
Turn
for a
it off
second.
for a second.
Okay.
Is that better?
Is that better?
Is that better?
Can you guys still
Can
hear
you
an
guys
echo?
still hear an echo?
I guess Carlene's saying you're echoing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
usually
it's usually
if I'm echoing,
I'm
it
echoing,
means
it means
something's
something
from the other person.
from the other person.
Got it. Let me try, maybe if I go back on and
Turn it,
Turn
put
the
back on and maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is that better?
Is that better?
Is that better?
I don't know.
Do you want me to go out?
I have my echo cancellation on.
on.
Is that better?
Is that better?
No. Damn it.
Let me try headphones. Hold on.
Hi everybody.
Hi
We're
everybody. We're
just
just
trying
trying
to
to
deal
deal with echo.
Did we lose Sasha?
Okay, so I have my headphones on now.
I
Is
don't
that
hear
better?
an echo. Do you guys still hear it?
Okay, so are you hearing echoes from me, Penny?
I don't hear an echo anymore at all. Let's see what everybody else says. Everybody says perfect. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Headphones work. Headphones work.
Yay!
All right. Okay. Hello, Carly. Hello, Tijuana. Anybody else I missed? Anybody? 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 Awesome. So today is Lose Angie's Voice Day. I don't know what it is today, but for some reason, I'm losing my voice. Today is the last day, the last live that I will have a guest on. So this lovely lady, Sacha, she literally texted me one day and said, "We have to talk." And I'm like, "Oh, what did I do? What did I do?" I'm like, "Oh God, what did I do?" I'm like, "Okay." So I was like, "Okay, you can get, I think you commented on one of my YouTube videos," and I'm like, "Okay, just get a hold of me through Facebook Messenger." And I'm gonna put this out here, guys. If you ever need to get a hold of Miss Angie, Facebook Messenger is the way to go because it is always on, and I'm always on Facebook Messenger. So, and just because the little green light is not on does not mean that I will not respond to you. It's just I'm unavailable at that time. You can still message me and I will get back to you. Anyway, step back. Sasha says, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, oh God, what did I do? Did I say something in this video? Like, what's going on? Oh my God. Am I going to lose a subscriber? Oh my God. So finally we got a hold. We got in touch with each other and she told me some stuff and I'm like, and then she asked, can I come on a channel and talk about my story? And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So we have been working a time for Sacha to come on for what, like 2 weeks now. We're like, okay, this is gonna work. This is not gonna work. That doesn't work. This doesn't work. And I'm like, oh my God, is this gonna happen? We finally worked out a time. I got my dates confused. I thought today was my granddaughter's birthday, and I'm like, I don't know why today. I thought today was the 25th, but hey, it is what it is. And so we were literally, there was a point in time where we were not sure if this was going to happen because Sacha was busy, then I was busy, and I was like, oh my God. But we finally made up a time. I'm like, how does this time work on Sunday? And she's like, that's perfect. I'm like, yay, we have a time. So Sacha is going to, I'm actually going to, I might mute my mic. Sacha is going to tell us her journey and her story. And I just want to say welcome, welcome. As always, everybody is welcome. You are most welcome. Anybody wants to come on my live, reach out. We'll figure something out. So, without further ado, I'm going to leave all of my announcements, which I don't even really have that many announcements today, guys. I know this has been a crazy week. And we're going to hear from Sacha. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. And I will try to keep an eye on the comments so that you don't have to, Sacha.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye on the questions in the comments so that you can tell your story. So without further ado, here is Sacha.
Hello. So this is my first live ever, so I'm a little nervous. I was excited at first, and then it got closer and closer, and I got nervous. And I remember when I wrote that to you, and it was just like, and I think when you're doing text, you don't know enunciations. And then later I read that and I went, God, I bet you she thinks I'm mad at her. And I was really excited. It was just like, oh my God, we have to talk, but you don't see that in the typed words. So anyway, so I'm so I'm a subscriber. I'm fairly new to YouTube. I've been probably coming around about 6 months or so, probably around Christmas. I've been diamond painting for years. But that's a whole other story. So this is Pride. It's funny, Angie, this was the day I wanted to talk, and this was the time that I wanted to talk. So a little bit about my childhood. I was born and raised in San Francisco, and the San Francisco area. And so today there is their big gay pride parade. And so it's always the fourth Sunday of the month, and which is today. And so it's kind of cool thinking that I have friends that are possibly down there, and I'm up here kind of, telling my story. I don't live down there now. I'm up in Oregon, so I think it was hardest for us because we're on opposite coasts and trying to figure out times and other creators, and it was a little crazy. Um, so anyway, what is it? I was born in a suburb. God, I sound like my grandmother. Um, I'm a child of the 60s and 70s, which is so weird to think. And I just have to say this out loud. I'm going to be 60 years old in October. And that's just, yeah, it's just, I'm like, how did that happen? Well, I didn't die and I'm here. So,
Well, this is
um,
good. This is a good thing.
right.
We don't want
Remember
you
somebody that
dead.
was married a long time. How do you stay married? It's like, you don't die and you don't get divorced. I mean, that's how you stay married. How do you make it to this? Thinking, remembering when 30 was old and remembering when 20 was old. And, now I'm sitting here and, oh my God, it's just weird. I don't see myself as that. So anyway, my parents were together. I had a younger sister. Growing up, I always felt different. I didn't know what it was. Um, my childhood is another story. We'll just say it was complicated. Complicated isn't quite the word. It was confusing. It was confusing. You never quite knew what was going on, and so I was hyper aware. Knew that I didn't fit in. Used to wish that I was adopted because then it would explain why I don't feel like I fit into this family. And anyway, to make a long story short, we didn't have words, even in the San Francisco Bay Area in, the mid to late 60s, you didn't ever, there were no words. And so I just felt I was different. I remember, one time in about fifth grade, there was a girl, and I kissed a girl and I liked it, but I still didn't get it. And that was actually, I was younger. So when I was in junior high, I didn't have lots of friends. I was picked on a lot. I was bullied a lot. Um, and, girls started getting all excited about boys. And I was just like, what's wrong with me? I just don't get it. And so, kept stuff hidden, kept acting like I was supposed to, so I would fit in, but always felt like I was different. Um, anyway, to make long story short, graduated from high school, um, and ended up moving in with a boyfriend. Anyway, I had met my first lover, and all of a sudden I went, oh, that's what I get it. Like all of a sudden I felt like, oh, I mean, I still felt different and I still felt, but I was like, oh, I get it now. And, um, I was 18 years old. Actually, I was 17 years old, but I had graduated from high school, lived in San Francisco. So I went to my first Pride Parade in 1981. Um, and it was, it was, it, again, this is where I really start finding, like, when your grandmother used to say, like, I was back when I went to school up the hill to snow both ways. And I feel like, I don't want to seem like that, but I'm going like, pride was not, you know, we have to remember gay pride started because of a riot, because the police and the drag queens in New York City, in Greenwich Village, the drag queens finally fought back. And it lasted 4 days. And it started, and that's what it was. It wasn't a party. It was it was dangerous to be gay, and it was dangerous to be a lesbian. And there were rules back way before me of what you had to do. And we still have to remember that because it's still not safe. I mean, it's safer,
Yeah.
it's safer, but it's still not safe.
Yeah.
When I came out, I was fortunate. I was working in a place that was accepting a very large hospital. I had lived in San Francisco. I didn't really, I mean, I still had to come out. You still had to like have those conversations with people. And even still now, because if I don't say something, people make assumptions. And I was talking to a really good friend of mine on the phone, and I was telling her I was doing this, and she's not on YouTube or anything, and I'll probably send her the link. And she's like, you have to talk to them because you present. She's like, we love you dearly, Satya, and you present as a cisgendered white woman right now instead of a dyke. I mean, not that I want to use that word. I can use it and it's not detrimental. Somebody else can use it and it's different. And so it's like we just have to come out and we can't make assumptions for people. And you know, I went from it was a great party to 1980s. All of the gay men around me were dying. We'll call trigger warnings. It was absolutely horrible. And the gay men hated the lesbians back then. They didn't want anything to do with us until they were dying. And we stepped up and took care of them.
Yeah.
When their parents, anyway, and it's hard to believe that was, 40 years ago,
Yeah.
35 years ago. And it still, to me, feels like it's yesterday, even with me watching films on it. And it's like, when you just didn't know what was going on.
Mm.
And prior to that, the community was separate. And then the community came together. And it wasn't until, it's sad, it wasn't until celebrities started catching AIDS that people did something. So I realized I'm living, this is my second pandemic that I've lived through, because I do believe that me living in San Francisco, I wasn't sick, but going through that, you still go through just as much stuff. And, and I've had people say, I never thought in a million years that I would be able to get married. And I'm celebrating 6 years. And I had multiple relationships, and we've been married. It'll be 6 years in January, legally married. And I can actually now, and I use the word wife, and I use it whenever I can, especially on the phone when I talk to companies and I'm talking to customer service and, oh, well, where's your husband? Well, my wife's here. Oh, it's just like I don't intentionally, I intentionally do it because I don't want anyone to assume. Because
Right.
if you don't say anything, you're not coming out and people are going to assume otherwise. And so now it doesn't matter. And I realized, like, do I want to come out to YouTube? I am out every place else in my life. I don't care. At work, I have a bio online. I talk about my wife. They don't care. And I don't care if they, it's like we have come a long way, and it's still, we are exactly where we're at. I feel like, I don't want to say trans is the new gay, but what trans people are doing now and what they're going through now is what I went through in the 70s and 80s, and probably even worse, because they can't, I can pass if I have to. I don't, but we have to protect each other and love each other, and it doesn't matter who we are. And if people want you to use different pronouns, you learn it and you do it because it's important to them, and it's about respect. You have to respect one another, no matter who they are, no matter what they are. And we've come a long way, and we just have to keep, and we have to stop giving in. We have to stop the government and haters hating us and wanting to control our bodies. I'm sorry. This, for me, what went down with the Supreme Court is absolutely abhorrent. We have now stepped back 50 years.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell anyone here, if you need an aunt in Oregon to help you out, I am here for you. And you can come here and get whatever treatment you need if you can't get it in the state you're at. And I'm just going to say that, and I'll leave it alone because I'm sure YouTube doesn't want to talk about it. And I just have to say that for me. If you need a vacation, come to Oregon. It's safe. And anyway, so I don't know how long you want me to talk. I'll answer questions. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's hard and it's easy, and I need to be who I am for me. And if people don't like it, then they can
Bye.
walk away
Yeah.
or not talk to
Yep.
me,
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to stop. Yeah.
So from what I took from that, so you kind of knew from an early age that you were, and I hate saying this, but so I'm going to put it in quotes, that you're
Right.
different.
Right.
And then you I'm sorry, did you say you came out to your family at 17, or when did that happen?
So, so I got together with my girlfriend when I was, okay, so here's the thing. So I had a boyfriend. I was living with a boyfriend. I moved out of my parents' house, graduated from high school, moved out of my parents' house. Then anyway, I met this guy. Didn't really know much about him. I didn't know he was bisexual. I'll be really fortunate. I am very fortunate that I never caught anything during that period of time because it was the 80s. And there was times where he didn't have money and he would leave and he would come back and he would have money. So we know what happens. We're not going to talk about that. I am very fortunate. I am very fortunate. Someone, something, whatever, whoever you want to believe is watching out after Satya, because I would not be here. And I said, if you want to use my car, you're going to take me where you went. And so anyway, I went to this gay bar, and there was this one, straight couple that was there, and I made friends with them. And then all of a sudden I met this woman walked in, and I was just, like when you see someone and they walk in and they turn your head and there's like nobody in the room.
Yes.
So I got together with her and it was literally like that night, stayed together. They have, I've heard jokes of like lesbian and U-Haul trucks, second date U-Haul truck, it's sort of, and then I had to tell my parents. And, but of course, before I told my parents, or before I told my mother, I had to do research, and I found an organization called Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, PFLAG. And and I talked to them, and first, and I talked to a woman that had a son and a daughter. They had several children, but one son and one daughter were gay. And so I had her number. So when I talked to my mother, of course, I had to have armed with, okay, and you can talk to a professional, like a professional gay parent or something. And anyway, so yeah, they just kind of said, fine.
Is professional, though.
This is true. Well, they were in this organization, like they were parents and friends of lesbians and gays, so they know what it would
Oh,
be like
okay.
to
So
have a
it's like a
child.
support group.
A support group, yes.
Okay, because I'm like, wait, what parent is like?
No, sorry, I was like, no, so it's actually a nationwide group. It's called PFLAG. So it's
Okay.
parents and friends of lesbians and gays. So it's for
Awesome.
people, it's for parents that are coming out, parents are coming out, their children are, and interacting and dealing with them. Now, my first relationship, I had a pretty low self-esteem and with her, and I didn't know at the time it had turned very abusive. But of course, in my mind, I didn't think that lesbians would abuse each other
Mm,
because only because that was like when The Burning Bed came on, that movie, and like all of these abuse things. So that happens, but it wouldn't happen to me
right.
anyway. It was like a 4-month relationship that took me 6 years to get out of.
Mm,
And so once it ended, the first thing my mother asked me, "Are you going to date boys now?" No, mother, it was not a phase. But that happens. It happens. So
true.
until you like, no, this is not a phase. This is not like, so unfortunately both of my parents are deceased. Um, and when I got married 6 years ago, um, when we were setting up our, legal marriage, and the only male relative I have is an uncle and my mother's brother, and he's alive and he's in his 80s. And later, my younger sister had also come out as being gay, and she had a commitment ceremony a long time before and had asked my aunt and uncle to come. And my uncle wouldn't come because he didn't agree with that lifestyle. This was, probably 15 years ago. And so I was, lots of things have changed in 15 years and acceptance and such. And so um, I kind of went back and forth about wanting to ask him to walk me down the aisle. And I finally said, I have to ask.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even really have to give me an answer. And it's okay if he says no.
Yep.
And I remember going, it was, and asking him, and I hadn't seen them probably since I was in my 20s. And this was, like I said, 6 years ago. And I walked in the house, and the house was exactly like it was when I was a teenager. It was so weird. Anyway, but we sat down, and all of a sudden I felt like I was a teenager. It's like, no, Satya, you're an adult. You can talk to them. And so I said, we talked about other stuff, and then I said, you'd met my wife, and we're getting married, and you don't have to answer this. You can say no. It'll be okay. But I'd be really honored if you would walk me down the aisle. And it got really quiet. And then all of a sudden my aunt got really nervous. She's like the little aunt that like has to feed everybody and cook for everyone and
Hmm.
rushing around, and all of a sudden she's like rushing around. She's like, "Well, I'll be there." And he's like, and I'm like, "It's okay if and he goes, "No, no, no, of course I would be there. I would be honored to be there. And I would be honored to walk you down."
Oh.
And so although my parents couldn't be there,
Hmm.
I have pictures of him, and it was just it and to see pictures of him, I didn't see it then because I was so nervous, and when you're getting married, and I never ever thought that little girl was ever going to get her wedding. Um, and I was able to have my uncle. I mean, I have friends, I have family friends and all of that, but to actually have, and like as he says, as long as she's happy, and he told me, he says, as long as you're happy, and she doesn't hurt you, that's what I want. And
Yep.
I said, this is exactly what I want, and I'm so honored. And it was it anyway. So
It was perfect.
it was perfect,
It was perfect.
Yes. So
So, now you said that at your current job,
Hmm.
you've had no issues or anything like that. Have you had any obstacles from
Um,
coming out
from
to
work?
work or personal or
No.
anything like that? No, that's awesome.
Again,
That's what I like to hear.
I
I
live
like to hear people being
right.
accepting.
So, yeah. So I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area. And years ago, I was like going back and I mean, I was out me as a person. I mean, I would like wherever I worked, when I talked about partner, I talked about her. I used the pronouns. I mean, it just what it was. And so they had to
Right.
deal, and it was, big companies. So I knew that I was safe. I'm in California at that
Right.
time. I'm in California. I've always lived in it. I would never, okay, I'm not going to say I will never. I hope to never have to live in a state where I'm going to have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
And
unfortunately, there are some
discrimination
states that
are bad.
it's
Well,
bad.
and cities. I mean, I can go to Eastern Oregon and it's very different than it is where I'm at. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
um,
If I remember correctly, San Francisco is one of those um, cities where it's like you do you. Like
mhm,
it's whatever. It's
right.
but unfortunately here in the states there are some cities and especially some small towns that they don't take too kindly, and it's so sad and it's sickening, and it's like I don't understand why people cannot treat people like people. Like, why do we
Fear.
have to treat people like animals? And I
So,
don't even want to say animals because sometimes people treat people less than animals.
right.
Like, you know, and it boggles my mind. And now, fortunately, I live in a nice little country town, and it's like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
Right.
Um, but there are some little towns where if you have the wrong color hair, you're getting beat up because you have the wrong color hair, because or you have the wrong color house, and it's like, who cares? It's a house. It's my hair. Know, it's yeah. Yes,
They're
Jeremy.
they're afraid of difference and they're
Yeah.
hearing the stories that they were taught of people that are fear. I mean, it's fear. And if you can
hmm
just, I mean, I have found
Instead
that
of
if you can,
embracing the unknown and trying to learn about the unknown, they're fearing it.
they're fearing it
And they
before they
put
even
this
see
big
it.
wall up, and then they have to be this big tough bravado whatever. I don't know how you want to call it, but they have to put
Right.
on this big tough act because why? Because they are fearful instead of
Right.
embracing it. And okay, that's not. It may not be something that I understand, but that doesn't mean I need to turn my back because I don't understand. It means I
Right.
need to ask questions. It means I need to speak out. It means I need to talk to people. Um, but there are so many people now that, well, I will say it's gotten better. It's gotten better.
Mhm.
We're not where we should be, okay,
Oh,
by
no.
any means. We're nowhere near where we should be,
Oh, no.
but it has gotten better. Because I mean, I can remember in some of my family members saying this
Mhm.
and that and the other thing um, about different topics. It's not just the gay
Right.
pride or just different topics.
Exactly.
And I would be like, well, why should I feel like that? Just because you feel like that, why should I feel like that? I'm my own person. Shouldn't I have my own feelings? Shouldn't I have the opportunity to make my own decisions and to make my own I'm not going to say judgments because I'm not a very judgmental person. I really am not. But
Hmm.
and this goes like way back, like from when I was growing up. Somebody would say, oh, you need to be careful of that person, or you need to be careful of that person, or don't do that, or don't say
Mhm.
this and don't do that.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wait, okay, I know your opinion, and that's fine. You are entitled to your own opinion, but I'm also entitled to my own opinion as well. And I am able to figure out for myself who I want to be associated with and who I don't want to be associated with. I don't want people telling me who I should be with and who I should not be with. That should be my own decision.
Mhm.
And I, you know, it's caused a rift in my family. I'm not gonna lie. It's caused because I make my own conclusions. I do my own research
Mhm.
and I make my own decision. Sometimes it lines up with them, and sometimes I'm like, you have no clue what you're missing because this person is actually a really nice person.
Mhm.
And you are just judging this person on their type of lifestyle or the way they look.
Right.
And that's not right. You need to get to know the person. If you don't know the person and you don't have the courage to walk up to the person and start a conversation with them, that's not my issue.
Mhm.
So I've always said I was born in the wrong generation because I'm more happy go lucky. Everybody, hi, how are you? And unless you do something drastically wrong, I don't have a problem trying to get to know you.
Mhm.
That's not saying I'm walking into a prison yard and saying, "Hey, how are you?" No, no, they're in a prison
Right.
yard for a reason. Um, so yeah, but just like people on the street, like I walk around with a smile. If I'm feeling good, I walk around with a smile. If I'm feeling bad, people know I'm not feeling well because
Mhm.
my head is like,
Right.
But see what chat is saying.
I mean, I think
Stacy
it's
said
that whole.
it's because it's being different, and most people aren't open to change and just believe in or to be with women and vice versa. Exactly. Hello, Tink Tink. It's hard
I
for people to
think.
change when it's different from their norm and religious beliefs as well. I agree. Um,
Well,
they don't have to understand or accept or like it, but they need to be respectable. Yes.
exactly.
Yes. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, and the biggest thing that others can do, and think of it as being allies, is if and when you see something, you need to help that person.
Mhm. That's my
I
biggest
mean, I
thing.
was in a place like living, you know, right outside of San Francisco in the suburbs when right after 9/11 happened, and there was somebody that was going off on this woman, that this Middle Eastern woman, that like I've known her, and she's been a citizen, and she's been working, and she's lived in this country forever, and they were going on and on and on. And all I did was step in between the two of them, didn't even respond to the person screaming, because you cannot fight those people. You can't argue with them. I've learned that with the um, for lack of a better word, radical fundamentalists that come to the gay prides with the, I call them turn or burn freaks. You know, you can't, I see people like arguing with them. I'm like, why? You're never going to get through to them. The best thing you can do is turn around and block it,
Yep.
you know, block them, and keep this other person safe.
Yep.
Because it's when you feel different and you're alone and you feel that nobody cares, and you don't even have to know the person to be able to protect them, or just,
Mhm.
you know, oh, hi, how are you? Even if you don't know them, pretend it. If someone else is messing with them, they're going to stop.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I agree. Um, and I do that now. Like if I start seeing things like getting
Hmm.
out of hand, um, I'll just go up and say, "Hey, what's going on?" And it
Hmm.
stops, and they
Yep.
all They all scatter. It just stops.
Right, because
Um,
somebody changes the energy. You change it just by not, you
exactly.
know.
Like, hey, what's going on? And it's
Hmm.
like everybody's like dumbfounded. And they scatter. They're like because they don't know what to say because they've been so passionate and in the heat of the argument that they have no clue what's going on around them. And then when somebody comes in and goes, "Hey, what's going on?" Usually the perpetrators are the ones that they're gone.
Right.
And then you're with the person, Jeremy, I got your message. Give me 1 second, brother. Um, you're with the person that they were attacking, and you can almost see the relief
Hmm.
come out. And
Hmm.
I always get, "Oh my God, thank you." And I'm like, I, I mean, I really didn't do anything. All I did was say, "Hey, what's going on?"
Hmm.
And they're like, "No, you don't understand. Like, I was getting, like, they weren't getting physically attacked, but, they were getting bombarded." And they're
Emotionally
like, "You
attacked. I mean, they were being
literally,"
abused.
yeah.
Hmm.
And they were like, "You literally, like, saved me right there." And that's
Hmm.
what it's all about, guys. Like, if you see somebody berating somebody over something, even if you don't, it doesn't even matter what they're talking about, but you can hear the tone of the voices and you can hear that it's getting out of hand, just go, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, the perps, they're gone because they don't want, now it's not a one-on-one, now it's a two-on-one.
And then it could
So,
be 3-on-1 for, yeah, right.
yeah. But the thing is that one person now has backup,
Right.
and they don't want that. They want it to be, you know, three
Hmm.
on one, 2-on-1, 1-on-1, whatever. But
Hmm.
once that one person has some kind of somebody to stand up and say, "Hey, what's going on?"
Hmm.
then they don't want no parts of it. So, can you grab my tablet, please? Um, it's just a matter of being aware of what's going on
Hmm.
and stepping in and being a friend
Hmm.
when it seems like that other person just doesn't have one
Right.
at the time.
Right.
Now, do I put myself in danger? No, I don't put myself intentionally in danger,
No.
but I am not, I will tell you this right now, I am not one of those bystanders that takes out their phone and videos it instead of calling the police.
Hmm.
I will be the first one to be dialing 911. "Hey, there's a situation going on. You need to get here."
And then we can take the other ones to videotape it because sometimes you need the videotape to prove the stuff that's going on, you know?
Yes, but that would be the second thing I do, not the first.
Right. Yes.
My first thing is call
Call
911.
the
The
police.
second
Right.
is to videotape.
Right.
And
There
the
you go.
videotape is not to be uploaded on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. No,
Right.
the video is for the police, so they have documentation and they have proof of what's going on.
Right. Right.
Oh, um, does anybody have any questions for Satya or comments or anything? Anyone? Anybody? Bueller?
My friend did that earlier today at work. Like,
Bueller? Bueller? um,
Well, can I show you the painting I just finished?
absolutely, yes.
Okay. So I figure DP Pride, any painting I do is DP Pride. So it's not a
Uh-huh.
rainbow, but it's lavender, so it counts.
Yep.
My rules.
Yep.
So hopefully, let's see.
Oh, that totally counts. That's got a lot of colors. That is so cute.
So it's a Sheena Pike, Little
Yes.
Spring Dragon.
Little spring dragon. That is
Mhm.
adorable. I have one more small canvas to do for Pride. What I have on my table is not for Pride. It's a Christmas gift.
You're, yeah,
I'm
you're
still
doing the
working.
elephants.
Yep, I'm
Right.
still working on. Oops, where's my camera? There we go. I'm still working on Tusks of Love, and I have just started Mama's Ear. So that's where I'm at right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I literally have, after I get done with this row, I have one more to do and like one more section row.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes,
Awesome.
it is.
And then this is the one that I'm
just-
working on next. Oops. So
Ooh.
it's a
very
Jasmine
pretty.
Beckett Griffith. So
Can I
I'm
back in?
down, whoops, this here. I'm like down here. So I just
Cool.
started her.
Very pretty.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you my headphones are, they're not dead, but they just kind of went, so I might end up
Okay.
disappearing. But
Well, before you go, here is Jeremy's Pride canvas. Wow, brother. I hope you can still see. But wow.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah.
I saw him working on that yesterday.
That
is
gorgeous.
awesome. That is beautiful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Great, awesome job, brother. Awesome job. Carly's in the room. She's got you the link for Tusks of Love if you are interested. Where is my portfolio? Oh, yes, guys. I have been putting my pictures in my portfolio. Aren't you proud of me? Instead of having them all over the place. Now, when I finish them, I put them in my portfolio. Hopefully, I won't. Let's see if I can do this. Can I do this? Can I do this? Come on, where are you? So, here is one of my Pride paintings.
Awesome. That is beautiful. I love the lotuses. Is that lotuses at the bottom?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
And here is the second one.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
And here is the third. Whoops. No. Yep. There's the third one.
Ooh. Wow.
And then I have number 4 sitting over here. Oh. I will show that in 1 second, Lisa Brown. This is my large Pride canvas that I did, and I have one more small little snacky to do, and then I will be done for Pride.
Oh, that is beautiful.
She is absolutely gorgeous, guys. This is Someday Today from True Artist EP by Lamb Jasmine Bauman. And she is gorgeous. So, all right. Just roll this back up. I don't know what's going on with that. Why are you doing that?
So your portfolio, what's the size of it?
It is an A3.
Okay.
Yep. I got it as a PR package from New Craft Day. I do have a discount code for New Craft Day. Oh, now can I remember it? I believe it's Angie 10.
Hi, Christopher.
Yes, Christopher is in the house.
Yep.
So this is what Lisa Brown, if I can open it. Rainbow Little Dragons.
Oh, it's the same little dragon. Like it's the sibling. It's the sibling.
Yep.
It's the he, she, they sibling.
Yeah. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Hang on one second. I will let you guys know what the discount code is for New Craft Day. As soon as I pull up my codes. Da, 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 da. Yes, it is Angie 10.
I know I've been looking at New Craft Day. They have some stamped cross stitch that I thought maybe I would try that.
Yep. And
I figured,
I believe my discount code works all the way, like it works throughout the whole entire website.
cool,
And it is for 10% off.
awesome.
I know, I saw Tina. Your Rainbow Little Dragon is amazing. But no, I am, like I said, I am still working on Tusks of Love. I have one more. Thank you, Brother Jeremy and Carly. Awesome, awesome. I have one more little 30 by 30 that I will be doing. Most likely, I'll do it tonight. Tuesday, guys, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday will be the last live for June Pride. That is when we will do the grand prize giveaway.
Yay.
So, if you can make it, that's fine. If not, Christopher and I have decided that if you're not on the live, it's totally fine. Christopher, I need to get with you after the live because we need to talk about that. But you do not have to be in the live in order to win. We will contact you if we pull your name. We will contact you, and it is opened internationally. So that's okay, Tina. If we pull your name, not a problem. I can get a hold of you. Trust me, I can get a hold of you. Oh, thank you very much, Jeremy. Yes, the first is right around the corner, guys. If you want extra content, this is where I will be holding 2 giveaways a month for my Patreon members. For all of my Patreon members, there will be 2 giveaways, one for regular adventurer and one for expert adventurer. I also do post, I try to do it weekly. I post progress pictures. I do not show my progress pictures anymore. We are in Eastern Standard Time, Diane. So it'll be 8 o'clock p.m. for you. Yes, Patreon is where you will get my progress pictures. You also get giveaways. Brain fart. Yeah, you get giveaways. One for each tier. For my expert adventures, you get all of that. Plus, you get a monthly Zoom meeting. And how did I forget this? I'm telling you, I'm having a brain fart right now. Oh, that's it. You get 2 30-minute private tutorial sessions with myself per month if you are an expert adventurer. So that is where I will set up, either we'll do it on Messenger or on a Zoom meeting. You can ask me anything you want. And for 30 minutes, I will help you and I will teach you and I will answer any questions that you have about diamond painting. And like I said, that is per month. So you get Miss Angie for an hour.
Woohoo! Only an hour.
Oh, you know what?
I put my 2 cents in.
That was the closest thing I could find, guys. Oh, by the way, Carly, my dear, look at what came in, Carly, my dear. Woo. So I will need to get a hold of you too. The Mr. A comments during those time lots are for free. Yes. Yeah, they're for free. So is the flying objects across Miss Angie's room. They're free too. Alrighty, does anybody have any questions? Because I do have a couple of things that need to get done today. Any questions? Figured I would let you know. Any questions, guys? Going once, going twice. Anybody?
Bueller?
Mr. Ventures is going Bueller. We're just having a nice, relaxing Sunday. Thank God. Nope. Okay. So, all right. Thank you so much, Satya, for coming on.
Thank you.
Talking about
Happy
your journey.
Pride, everybody.
Yes. Happy Pride. I am going to end this for today. I hope you are all enjoying your weekend. Oh my God, Tina, really? Google it. Okay, Amber, Angie. Okay. Guys, my brain is going 100 miles.
You're
an
welcome,
hour.
Stacy.
So I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Have an awesome weekend, or the rest of your weekend. Have an awesome week. I will be back here on Tuesday live for the grand prize giveaway for hashtag DP June Pride 2022. Woo woo!
Woo!
We are almost to the finish line. Yes. It is time for Miss Angie to bid you guys all adieu, but not before reminding you to always stay kind, be nice. You never know who may need it. And always, always do what you love what you do, and always stay adventurous. I love you guys. I will see you
Bye.
all on Tuesday. Mwah.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.